Talking about the policy and standards implications of Recommendation 49, trust architects understand their ecosystems, and Rec 49 is a policy blueprint, and it's a formal recommendation to national governments from UN CEFACT, and it sets out how to build the legal procedural and digital scaffolding for verifiable transparency, and it enables national policies that support sustainability. It enables government-issued digital credentials for permits, attestations, as well as identifiers. And it's a unified framework for transparency that works across industries, borders, and tech systems. And Rec 49 doesn't prescribe a system, it invites one. And trust architects help turn that invitation into working infrastructure. And so basically what we're articulating here is a trust architect can help national governments respond to the recommendation that Recommendation 49 is making and set up the national capability building opportunities. And so what folks might do is translate that global guidance into national or sector-specific action plans. So basically align the four recommendations that we had at the beginning of, align the four recommendations of Rec 49, which is the national policy, the instruments, the vision, and uptake of the capability, and link that to the national legislative sustainability goals, trade policies, and data strategies. Help regulators and policymakers understand what's technically and economically viable, design the trust layer, create frameworks, and build the policy business tech handshake, engage across government and industry, whether that's industry associations or business groups, and champion the enabling conditions. From a business perspective, what does Rec 49 mean for trust architects? And the key thing is designing the business cases for a better world. And what Rec 49 allows folks to do is set the policy or to build the business case for implementing transparency at scale. And so what we anticipate is that as organizations want to differentiate their products based on the investments they're making, and so they need to build business cases for how they realize the value of that investment. And so what we're seeing in the business environment is that lots of large organizations are making sustainability commitments, and they're being required to have sustainability reports. And these sustainability requirements in these businesses are creating costs and risks. And what we see Rec 49 enabling is those businesses to manage those risks and outcompete and build the organizational ability to ensure transparency becomes a competitive asset, not a compliance burden. And what we mean by that is if we're buying products from high quality suppliers, simplifying our ability to demonstrate that that we're doing that not only to the market in our sustainability reports, but also to our customers downstream from us so that they have higher confidence that they can buy from us. And that kind of translation between our supply to our customers becomes a tool that organizations can build, and trust architects can help organizations build to build the business case for implementing this kind of capability. So what trust architects actually do is build a case for adoption, turn the policy intent into operational outcomes, navigate buy-in with organizations, so ensuring that the transparency projects align with the business goals and cultures, structure the implementation. One of the key things that is important here is start small, gain success, and build, and then embed trust into business models. One of the things that we do see is that the trust is something that it has value in the marketplace, but often is only realized after the trust is lost, and it's hard to sell or hard to navigate in the business ecosystem. And so this is kind of a key. Um, uh, One of the things trust architects can do is build that into the business case. From a technology perspective, trust architects leverage tools to accelerate value. And in Rec 49, calls for digitally verifiable claims, trusted identifiers for people, products, places, and processes, and secure interoperable systems for exchanging data. And trust architects will design and implement the technology and digital layers that make the policy executable. And so the key thing here is that um, uh, trust architects help organizations navigate the digital ecosystem that's required to meet the policy intent. And so the designing the digital trust layer is about sourcing and architecting or implement systems for structuring, issuing, verifying, and sharing trustworthy data, and map data ecosystems to digital trust requirements. Advocate for decentralized and open architecture to avoid future lock-in, bottlenecks, and monopolies by aligning tech to policy principles. Bridge standards and infrastructure, translate between legal intent data models and existing standard processes to real-world identifiers. Prototype and test scalable models and lay the groundwork for future extensibility, making sure that you don't lock your organizations in. And we work closely on the United Nations Transparency Protocol, and we see that as the best way to do this. And we'll be doing a UNTP explainer webinar in a couple of weeks where we talk about the components of UNTP and how they fit together. Thank you very much.